really showed me nothing. You're like...
No, it's like right here. Like with the light. Plus, who actually uses that?
You don't use this to get around campus?
No.
This is me all day, just...
You're capping. You know you're capping.
Oh.
You know you're lying
I
through your teeth.
must be going the wrong way.
You know you're lying through your teeth.
Oh,
there
yeah.
aren't even gaps between your teeth. Why are you lying through them
it's
right
just
now?
like a J-hat direction, and then I know where I'm at. Because, like, if it's not an I-hat, J-hat, then how will I know where I'm going? You ever thought about that? How would you know?
Common sense.
Common sense?
Yes.
Well, I tried that on my last physics exam, and they told me I was wrong.
Well, you see, physics is something that, like, you need an exceptional level of common sense to solve.
Well, because, like, the thing is, like, the people who don't have common sense seem to do the best on it, which I think is kind of crazy. Cause, like,
well, see, they have common sense for that, but not for other things.
Yeah, cause,
like, they spec all their common sense stats into physics, and then they can't do anything else. I'm assuming those are the people you're talking about. Not everyone who's cracked at physics is like that. For example, there's a freshman who was doing 804 last year and 805 this year, who seems to be pretty sharp. But
I think you're just coping. I actually think you're just
no, but like it's true. Like, not everyone's like that, you know. So like people can be like cracked and like, you know, in control.
No, I'm sure they're in control. Just not a.
No. People can be cracked and not.
Whoa, what are you talking about?
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But yeah.
You started?
Yeah, I started.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even mean to start that conversation. But hello and welcome to the finale episode of The Elevator. We've done a couple episodes of these now, and this is the end of our semester, so this is our nice little season finale.
Finishing on 11
And
now.
yeah, maybe there may be a 12th one. We'll see about that.
And
But
9
9 3/4, something along
9
those
3/4.
lines. You know, there's a lost episode that you guys didn't see. Well, we'll get on to that. This episode,
Y'all didn't get to see it because this dude was depressed. It's all his fault. Blame him.
That's crazy. But like, yeah, as T.S. Eliot says, this is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not
This
with
is
a
the way
bang,
the world ends?
but with a whimper. And so just like T.S. Eliot
Yeah.
says in The Way the World's Gonna End, this podcast finale ends not in a big bang, but a whimper.
We're whimpering our way to the end.
Yes, we're whimpering our way
I
to the end.
don't like that you've told me that I'm whimpering my way to the end.
I mean, is that not what you're doing right now?
I mean, I don't think so, Brittany. Am I whimpering?
I mean, you're definitely not banging, so...
That's true. I am most definitely,
Most definitely.
not banging.
You only
I don't
gave us-
plan to bang right now.
You only gave us two
Maybe
options.
later.
It was a bang. It was a bang or a whimper, and so it was only you gotta choose one, and we're whimpering to the end.
Nah, I just choose to enjoy my way to the end.
That's not what T.S. Eliot said.
Yeah, but like, why do I have to follow T.S. Eliot?
Because T.S. Eliot's based.
I mean, the quote did sound based, but
It does
what else
sound
has he
based.
done that's like hella based?
I mean,
I don't care. Let's continue.
That's crazy.
Ian, how was your week?
My week was pretty good. Like, I submitted my final assignment, so I have like nothing else to do until finals, which is
What about
really nice.
2007 and winning that competition?
I mean, it's not graded. Like,
That's fair.
I'm looking forward to it because I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. But like,
Fun.
we'll see
That's
how it
dubs.
goes.
That's dubs.
Yeah.
That's cool. Ezekiel.
My week? You know, they have that saying that says, "You've got nothing good to say, then don't say anything at all." So, Aidan, how was your week?
It was pretty relaxing at the end of it. I pulled in all
relaxing.
night out Friday, fell slightly sick on Saturday and slept a lot, and then didn't do much work on Sunday and continued sneezing. I did a lot of sneezing this weekend.
Yes, same.
Like, I do feel like coughing is worse than sneezing generally, because
Yeah.
like when I cough, like I lose my entire soul. But like when I sneeze, I lose my entire head because it's one after the other, and if I hold my nose, my brain
I
blows
feel like I lose my dignity.
Not if you sneeze in your room.
No, I think it just happens, you know.
Like you sneeze and you're like, damn, I sneezed. That's crazy.
No, I just don't know why I exist. You know, you sneeze and you're just like, dang, what happened? Why is this happening to me?
Honestly, like there are the three. I don't know if the three was feelings in the wood. Let's see if I can come up with three. There's heartbreak. There's being sick. And I can't come up with a third one, but like I think I should pick being sick, like two of them, because I don't know, that feeling is like you just feel like you're never gonna get better, even though you know you're gonna get better, and it's just
Actually, you actually don't know that. There's like a possibility that you just might never get better. I was reading this book called The Pathless Path, and this guy, he like came down with a cold, and he was like, oh, I'll just get better. But then he just like didn't ever. And so for like 3 years straight, he had a perpetual cold. And it's like it like changed his life forever. So like you actually just don't know. Like one time you could get a cold and that's it. Like that could be the last time you ever get a cold.
You are so
just,
depressing.
Like, the cold forever.
You are so depressing.
But like on the upside, like
Brittany,
at the end
how
of the,
is your week?
What a great segue. It's been okay. I thought I was done super early with assignments, but then I forgot we had our last milestone for 007.
Oh, yeah.
So I did that, speed ran it through in about 5 hours, but I got it done on time.
Dubs.
So after that, I was actually done with assignments.
That's good.
And then I also only have the competition to worry about, but I'm not going to do nearly as well. I'm going to get like 5 points max. And then
it's better than 0. In fact, it's
What?
infinitely better than 0. Infinitely times better than
this
0.
is true. This is true. And then my HAS class is actually, again, after classes have ended, so I don't have to go, but we're doing an iron smelting experiment with the furnace we made
Oh wow.
throughout the second half of this semester.
Are you gonna go?
Yeah, they asked us to sign up for spots to work the bellows.
That's cool.
But the smelter is in the style of Burkina Faso people. So basically,
Why'd you that? I know you don't know what that is.
What do you mean? Of course I know what Burkina Faso is.
Don't do that.
It's
Don't
a country
do
in
that.
Africa. It's in West
No,
Africa.
don't.
Why are you saying
Don't
it like
do
that?
Zimbabwe.
No, it's not. It's actually not. It's actually on the other side. What are you doing? You actually don't know anything about geography. It's so aggravating. You know nothing. Nothing at all. Oh my gosh.
I know you don't know what a furnace from Zimbabwe looks like.
I know
It wasn't
where
from
Burkina
Zimbabwe
Faso
anyway.
is.
Okay.
I don't know what a furnace looks like.
Okay,
no.
so why'd you go like you didn't know what you're talking about?
No, but I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
That's
Why
like-
do I have to know about it to
That's
just
like
acknowledge that it's cool?
that's like saying it's like a furnace. It's first in the style of Canada. You're like, it's like sure I know what Canada is, but I don't know what the Canadian furnace is.
no, I don't know what a furnace from Burkina Faso looks like. I could probably ask John because he's from there.
John is not here right now, so you don't know.
Okay, but like I can acknowledge that it's cool. Why do I have to know
You
the
don't
thing
know it's
for it to be
cool.
cool?
It could be extremely lame. Like, you don't know. You just don't know. You simply don't know.
Well, I'd rather presume that it's cool than presume that it's lame. But you seem to just be on the pessimistic side
Pessimistic.
of everything today.
It's not.
Did you just wake up from a nap or something, and did you just fall on like the wrong side of the bed? I don't know. Like, what
You see,
happened?
You presume that I sleep anymore.
But you said you sleep like 3 pockets during the day, and then you can sleep for like 3 hours at night, and then you're just fine for like eternity.
You see, that's if you don't have work to do. The naps are an optional procedure.
I feel like every time I say my week, I say something that just like triggers everybody.
No,
else.
but you didn't say anything this time. This dude and this dude paired up to do absolute bonkers behavior. I watched this video, like, where people actually did not know where Australia was. Like, they pointed to Australia on the map, and they're like, "What
That's
is
in
this
Oceania,
place?"
right?
And they're like,
Oceania, right? That's where it's at.
Yes.
I mean, technically, he's not wrong, but like, should I just send the video? It pissed me off enough for me to be like,
I mean, you can send it, but like, Australia's like over there.
ah.
If we had a map, it's like down there.
I saw one that
well.
I saw a video that was similar, but it was this guy was going around. He does like the same shtick where he gives a free hoodie to someone who can name 3 of
No,
something.
but he
Yeah.
doesn't. He
do
actually
anything?
cheats people. He cheats people.
He
cheats
cheated,
people.
He cheated someone because it was name 3 countries that start with E, and a guy said Eritrea, and he was like, "Oh, that's not a country," and I was like,
Estados Unidos.
"It definitely is." But the one I saw that like really, was name 3 elements that start with B,
B.
and this girl said Byzantium.
Wait, that might be right. Elements are those stuff in the periodic table. I haven't taken chemistry. I don't know what an element is.
I mean, I don't mind people like the elements is fine. Like you
Boron.
don't have to know where every country is,
Beryllium.
but you should know where Australia is, guys. Like, come
Yes.
on.
Bro.
And you should know that Texas is not a country, or California is not a country.
Okay, the
and
US
Europe is not a country.
The US,
Oh,
the
yeah.
US ones, those make me upset when they're like, "Who's the first president?" Someone goes, "Barack Obama." I'm like, the thing is like, I know you were born before like when Barack Obama wasn't president, so like you've at least witnessed more than Barack Obama being president. But for some
Yeah,
reason,
but
like,
Barack's the only one that matters. That's not
crazy.
president.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
What about the current president?
Who?
That's tough. That's tough.
Like,
I mean,
as
not
far as
get
I'm concerned,
canceled,
after
yeah.
2016, there was no president.
That's
I'm
crazy.
trolling, guys.
Dang,
Obviously.
getting
But
controversial
yes.
on the podcast.
Yes,
That's crazy.
yes. I was trolling, but
But
yeah.
you're not even
geography's
from
the
here. It
one.
doesn't even matter.
Oh, what do you mean? I was born here. This is my country. My country.
Why'd you do
Don't-
that?
don't
Why
say
did you
that,
do that? Why did
please.
you do that? Don't get me started on the southern accent thing. I can start doing that. I can
Oh,
start
really?
doing that.
Go ahead,
I'm not
go
gonna do it because you know.
Let's do the whole podcast in Southern accents.
Nah,
Southern accent.
that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I have to
That's
get into
crazy.
Yeah.
it. I don't know if I could just like just start spaceball and stuff. Like that.
Hey, okay, Ian, your turn.
I can't do a southern
You
accent.
can't do a southern accent.
I can't
That's
do
crazy.
a southern accent.
Hey,
That's
okay, Jaden, your turn.
Howdy,
You
y'all.
said howdy, y'all.
Brittany, your turn to show us how it's done.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
real deal.
yeah.
You know? The
The
tradition.
person from the country of Texas.
The country of Texas. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, the key is sometimes you need to be a little more subtle with it.
Yeah, a little more subtle.
Where maybe you don't say every word with that
Every
strong of a
word.
slang,
I
but
like that.
um,
I like that a lot. That's
but
crazy.
because there is like a spectrum of accents, right?
Spectrum.
There's
I
like
like how you said
Shut
that.
But yeah, you have like the soft Southern accents, then you have like the real hick sound ones, you know.
What about like the nice old lady? You know, like the one that's like it's like real
Sweetheart.
like like a real like
Bless your
sweetheart like
heart.
yeah
Bless
bless
your
your
heart,
heart.
yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice.
They
I
insult
remember
you.
one time I went to Florida and we were at a Waffle House and the lady there she was just so nice. Like she was like everything she said just sounded really like homely. You know, it was nice. It was nice.
So you find homeliness in the southern accent.
Well, not all of them, you know, just like just like
just
some
the
of them.
lady
Some of
ones.
them, no, not just. Okay, hold on. Hold on. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. But yeah, I'm gonna stop doing this now before I start getting into it too much and start offending people. I feel like once I start, I can't stop. You know, it just keeps on going. Okay, gotta go back to the
accents.
the Connecticut. Okay, this is there it is. There it is.
People say that I sound American, but
No, you
like
don't.
I don't.
You haven't.
You laugh.
I'm happy that I
No.
don't, but like I don't like hear my accent at all. I mean,
That is strange how you don't hear your own accent.
Do you think other people feel the same way?
well, like when I'm in St. Lucia, people say I don't sound St. Lucian, but like y'all are saying me that I don't sound American,
No.
and I don't mind being an alien. But like at that point, I just
You
want
just
to
don't sound British.
From.
Though. You don't sound.
No, I don't sound
Because
British.
one guy thought that. you
That
sounded
pissed
British.
me off so much. Bro decided like I'm eating in Simmons. it
Simmons,
was,
yeah.
With this dude and some other people, and like
Dang, David, Liam.
they're not here right now. I couldn't remember everybody. Anyways,
I remember.
this
That's all
dude,
that
I
matters.
think he was from Iran or something. I don't know. He comes up.
You're just assuming where he's from.
No,
like,
I think he told me where he was from at some point. After that, after he demonstrated his British accent to me,
that one was crazy.
because he assumed that I sounded. He assumed I was British because apparently I sound British. So
Bro just comes up to him and he goes like, "Hello, Governor. You want some aluminum in it?" I'm like,
Or small tea.
"A small tea." It's like, what?
no, I didn't even say what. Everybody just looked at this dude like,
Dude just looks
is
like.
he on crack?
he's just
Like,
like-
I don't know.
He just stopped and just like, "Oh, my bad."
I just thought you were like British. I'm like, bro.
Well, and the one thing is, like, it's funny because, like, if he saw a British person, that's his first instinct. Like, he just needs to do that. Like, he just sees. a
It's like
British
when
person,
Americans
it's
go, like all the time.
like- The thing is, like, in Connecticut, so like in like the New England part,
Yeah.
or like as you like go further up into like Maine or like into like the Massachusetts area, it becomes more and more British. So like the traditional American accent doesn't pronounce like some things. Like we say like in Connecticut, which is like in like maybe in California they may say like bottle of water, but in like Connecticut we like bottle water.
Okay.
Which sounds like normal because like that's like the normal American accent. But like in like if you go to like certain parts of Massachusetts, they'll say like bottle of water. They don't even say the R anymore.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you keep-
I mean, don't they just say that? Isn't that like just a Bostonian accent?
yeah, but that's because like all the English people came into Boston, and then it got like fused with like the American stuff. So like they, like in like English they don't pronounce the R's and stuff. Interesting stuff. I think I learned that in human geo. AP
Human
geo.
geography.
Yeah.
That's cool.
My advisor said, like my very first meeting with my advisor, he mentioned that people with Southern accents and traditional New England accents are uneducated, and that's why they have the accents. And I was like, no.
Who said that?
My advisor.
When?
Like the first time I met him.
Like at MIT?
Yeah. This was at the beginning of sophomore year, whenever we first got our advisors.
The only accent I don't like is the California one. I'm not gonna lie. It's just like
Californians have an accent?
Yeah, it's like okay. There's like first of all, there's like the surfer dude one, which that's whatever. That's whatever. Like that's just weird. I don't know why they have that one. But then there's like
he's like, it's weird, but I'll accept it.
Yeah, but then there's like the Californians who like speak like New Englanders because like all the people travel to California after like the gold rush or whatever. So same one. And then there's just that weird one that comes from people like being online too much. Like the one where they're just like you know what I mean? Like when it's either the one that's like the really gravelly voice girl. She's like, I don't know what you mean. Like I don't understand.
Oh.
And there's the one where it's like, oh my goodness, like I can't. But like those two.
So you hate the Cali girl?
Those two just.
Now I know what you're talking. Yeah.
And like the thing is like I know no one was born with that accent. I know that's not like cause like I know like everyone else like heard like either the surfer one, the southern one, or the New England one. So those are the only three like acceptable ones I feel like. But that one's just like trained. It's like
the Kim K voice.
Oh, it's just so annoying. I don't understand. There's a funny like Instagram reel I saw about that, but yeah, it's just so annoying.
Gotcha. I won't look for it.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I think I do. It sounds like Cali girl accent is basically. I don't really know, but it sounds like that's what you're.
The weird
going
one's
for.
like the Cali girl accent, but like on a Cali boy.
I mean, I think. No, never mind.
I almost set you up there. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm gonna stop here.
Anyways, I want to take this final episode of the podcast to sort of just give a nice little overview of the things you've learned over this past year. Maybe some life advice for the people out there. Like recently, I've been getting a lot of emails on my little email thing that I set up for people to ask me questions about the college application process. And so I've been getting a lot of those emails, and I've been writing back. And you know what I noticed? People worry a lot. I was one of those who worried, but like I'm just surprised just like the things that people worry about in high school versus what we worry about here. So I just want to hear some of your life advice or
what do
things
high
you learned.
schoolers worry about?
They're worried like like I'm not trying to expose anybody, but like people are just worried about like, oh, like I got a 4 on all of my AP exams and I took 12 this semester. Like, am I gonna get rejected from every college? But I got 1,600 on my SAT.
I don't know what you're talking about. Brittany worries about that stuff here all the time.
What?
Never mind.
Isn't it tough when no one laughs at your jokes?
Isn't it tough?
The silence.
But what was it? I'm confused.
No, but like that was last semester when like you worried about getting a B.
Oh my god! Don't even start. Oh.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. And like I was doing Orgo at the time, so I was just listening to her like worry about her 90, which was like in the middle of like an A basically, and then I was just like.
No, what was funny is that I made it sound like I was a borderline failing.
No, that's what you made it sound like, and I was just like.
I always feel like I'm borderline failing in the physics class because they don't release any of the grade cutoffs and they don't tell you what you get on any of the grades. Like so, like you'll take an exam and they'll be like, "Oh, you scored average," and you're like, "What is an average?" And they're like, "We'll calculate the grade cutoffs at the end of the semester." It's like, no, but like, how do I stay in the class? They're like. And they just like don't answer. You're like, please, I'm just begging you. Do I have a B in the class, a C in the class? And they're like, you'll find out at the end of the semester. And you're like, I just want to know if I'm gonna pass the class. And
that
they're
is
like,
infuriating.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you gonna pass the class? It's like
2086 does that too.
It's like, come on now.
On the class piazza, you know how like it's like red when they haven't answered it and like white when they have.
Mm-hmm.
So I was scrolling through and like they were all white, like all the questions about the class, and there was a single red one. And when I like click on it, it's like
always like that.
Does anyone have any information on like what grade cutoffs are?
Yes, it's always
and it's
like
just blank.
There's like 5 red ones in the physics chat. It's just like could someone please tell me what the grade cutoffs are? And they're like, I don't know. I don't know. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I remember last year it was a similar problem where people were just asking like, are there general cutoffs for it? And the professor just said, oh, we'll calculate them at the end of the semester.
Apparently,
we're just like. Okay.
Apparently the way they calculate is they stack rank the students. They just like rank like the grades and then they just like decide the cutoffs. Like, oh, we want 10% of the class to get A. So like here's the A's and then these are the B's and then these are the C's and then no one gets a D at MIT. I don't know why that is, but it's like
that's not true.
No, D's are like not a thing.
No.
Have you
people
seen the
get Ds.
cutoffs? Like no, it's just extremely hard because the cutoffs for a D is like it's like a 3% gap, and then it's like an F, and then above that's like a C.
I mean, yeah, but like people get Ds. Like
No, but it's like really rare.
that is fair. That is fair.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm pretty sure D's are really rare here. I feel like it's like a lot of like C's. You get an F, and then there's like B's and A's.
Well,
but then like D's
you,
like a
you
weird
can
one.
get D's because my friend.
Hey,
Double
exposing. That was
Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said her name.
Okay.
But
That's crazy.
she had to retake thermo because thermo is like very difficult.
Which thermal?
005.
You know what's crazy? Oh, sorry the interruption.
No, you're okay. I was gonna say she took it in the fall, and the fall is supposed to be like worse because the staff isn't as good.
Yeah.
And it was especially bad last semester because the staff was totally new,
Mm-hmm.
so it was way disorganized.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So she ended up getting a D in the class, and thus put it on PNR.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I think
Thermal is just ridiculous.
thermo.
You know, I thought to myself, I don't have to do any thermo. I was so happy and so proud of myself. Just no thermo. Like, who wants thermo? Like why would I take thermo? So, you know, then I went to my advisor and he was like, hey, I see that you,
Like, psych.
I see you didn't take stat mech yet. I was like, stat mech? What are you talking about? He's like, you know, the thermo for physicists. I was like, why would I take that class? That class is really hard. He's like, yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard. Yeah, it's a requirement. I'm like, requirement? Like you mean like a soft requirement? Like I can bypass you? No, you can't bypass it. And he's like, you know, everyone took it this semester, but you didn't. And I'm like, so what do I do? He's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. You just gotta take it. So you know how it is. You just
Was it 804?
8044.
8044.
Ah,
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
that was the class the freshmen did last semester. But yeah.
What class is this?
D or F's. That's what I'm talking about. It's
Well,
like,
which
it's
class
like
is this?
the rage,
Oh,
you know.
that was its last semester.
Nice
Interesting.
stuff. Nice
These
stuff.
cutoffs seem kind of high.
What does that mean?
They
I
do
think
seem-
that's reasonable.
No, it's not that. It's just that compared to organic chemistry,
Oh, Orgo ones are.
they seem kind of high.
I never understood that. Like I was talking to my friend about this. It's like how much suffering is required in order to actually learn something, and I realized that none of it. Like only like a small portion of it is actually required. Like there's no reason why you should take a test and everyone fail it, and the teachers feel like that's an accomplishment.
Well,
Like-
that's a 3091 problem, not an organic chemistry problem. The teacher was depressed when everyone failed the exam. For us.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
but it's like
Orgo.
you would expect that. Like if I was a teacher and I made a test and I looked at it and I couldn't. If I'm the teacher of a test and I'm like an expert, like a PhD, I'm the top of my class, or at the top of like my research department. If I make an exam and I can't solve it in 5 minutes, then it's too hard for the students. Like if I can't solve it in 5 minutes and I'm a literal expert, then I'm not giving that test to students.
I mean, if you make the exam, then you can probably solve it because you just made the exam.
I'm 100% sure that the teacher could not solve the last physics exam he gave us in 5 minutes. Because no one finished it actually. Like no one.
Like no one at all.
No one.
No one got 100%.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Knowing this school, maybe.
If someone got, because the thing is like, if someone got 100 on that test, they're actually the Flash. They stop time. They start doing the
Alrighty.
This thing-
Jaden, should we reveal our special guest?
our special
Who
guest.
got
got
a
like
special
100 on
guest?
the test? I'm kidding, Ezekiel.
That's crazy.
Oh,
That's crazy.
I thought you were gonna talk about what we learned this.
Yeah,
semester.
sorry, we got distracted. So who wants to go first? I don't want to go first. So you look like
Okay.
you look like you want to say something that you learned
What have I learned this semester?
over the whole year.
Oh,
You know,
the
we weren't-
whole year.
We weren't doing this like last semester. Well, we'll be doing this for the rest of the time.
True.
I will be enjoying this.
I think my biggest takeaway is like. It's important to think about like which classes you're taking at the same time. Which I learned the hard way last semester. Like, I should not have taken 2001 and Orgo at the same time.
That seems like a. You know what's even worse than that? Like that's bad, but 009 and Orgo is really bad.
Wait, who did 009 in Orgo? Oh wait,
Somebody.
oh David, right?
Yeah, that's not right. That's
David's
not right.
crap.
You know what? You know what happened when he did? He got 2 A's.
That's crazy.
Yep.
He's literally different.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like David's one of the people that like I don't expect to be cracked, but is. Like every time I talk to him, I'm like, this guy's like he's not that cracked. but no, you know he is. Liam is the subtle cracked. He's like he just exists and he's just like
Liam doesn't worry about anything. This man Hakuna Matatas his way through life from the outside looking in, and it's impressive.
Okay, that's your life advice.
Yeah, cause like I feel like this semester I feel like I was busy like the same amount. Like I spent the same amount like on classes, but like I don't know. It wasn't as bad just because like a lot of them were like more like project based instead of like exam based, which I feel usually like goes better for me at least.
That's cool.
That's nice. That's nice. Aidan?
Brittany, can you go, please?
Sure. What did I learn this semester? If you're not careful, you will cut your finger off in lab. I almost did that one time.
Okay, because I was like, I started looking at her fingers like, okay, which one
Yes,
has
I
the
have
scar?
all 10, I promise.
Okay.
And I'm so glad I'm not a guy because I was on the milling machine one time. And you know on the milling machines they have the handles that you can collapse or pull out?
Yeah.
I left mine pulled out and I programmed it and it moved. It jammed me right there. It hurt so bad.
Jammed you where?
Where a guy would like be throwing up.
That's tough. That's tough.
So it hurt for me, but it subsided, whereas if I was a guy, it'd be over.
Well, I mean, that's if you want to have children.
So yeah, double check where your tools are, because bad things can happen if they're not.
That's actually really good advice. Check where your tools are.
Yeah.
And then what else did I learn? That project-based classes will take a lot more time than you think.
That's true.
Like, for example, 007 is only 12 hours.
It's not.
It is very easily 15.
Oh yeah.
Like, and somebody actually asked in the very last lab section, can it be redesignated as a 15-unit class? Because they say you can do the requirements as a 12-hour class, but you really can't. Like, to get the full experience, you need...
The full experience.
You need, like, the full
The
15
full experience.
hours. So...
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to get my diploma.
If you're doing a project, budget, like, 3 times the time.
Very
At
true.
least.
So what you're saying is that, let's just say like, not me personally, but let's just say like someone here took, the wrong requirements. Now they have to take 8 classes a semester, including like 2 project-based classes, 2 physics classes, a HAS class, and like 3 music classes. Let's just say hypothetically that's
This
like
mountain,
a
like-
course that they're doing next semester.
This
You would say that
mountain is-
that'd be like like impractical, like unreasonable, right? Something like that. Okay.
As in, like, you wouldn't get sleep impractical.
Okay. I mean,
Not
I've
getting sleep is trivial for this person.
I mean,
right,
like-
Ezekiel?
like the thing is like when people have certain luxuries they can't imagine living without it, it's like how could you live without food, but then like once you get used to a new level of something, it's just like you can't imagine how it would be if you did have it, so it's just like I'm not
What do you want to teach the people, Ezekiel? What's your piece of
I feel like you're not saying what
I mean,
you want to say. I'm not trying to skip over you or anything, I'm just trying to be considerate of your thoughts,
You can say you're pushing it off on me, it's fine. I've been pushing it off on everyone else anyways. Okay.
I took a deep breath. This is
Yeah, like, I mean, I could give advice about classes and stuff like that, but
we're just gonna give the real stuff, the juicy
because
stuff.
it's the only thing that like really pertains to me, because classes have been like
Trivial.
pretty difficult.
Oh.
Yeah, like, I guess the first thing. No, I'll just say one thing. It's like okay
Say more than
to.
one thing.
Nah, I won't. It's okay to ask for help.
Took one of my things.
Yeah, cause like, sometimes things have been pretty difficult, but yeah, and like you don't wanna go to other people and stuff, but yeah, sometimes you need to. So yeah.
All right, I guess my two, or I don't know if I have 2 things. Well, I definitely have 2 things, but they may be more than 2 things. Anyways, I think the first thing I learned was that like you should never work harder than you need to work. I said this in the Lost episode, but in a more coherent way that I'll say it now, is that like a lot of times you waste time working. Like there's no point in working for the sake of working just because it makes you feel good that you're working. That's a waste of time. And you should never waste your time because time is a very valuable resource. When you try and learn something or you're trying to get something done, always attempt to do it and try the different ways that you could do it and see like if it's within your capabilities to do it. Like if you need to search on the internet, if you need to read the textbook, if you need to try all the equations, try that first, right? But if within like a certain amount of time designated, like let's say like for a P set, spending more than an hour on a question becomes a waste of time because every minute after that, you've already exhausted most of your strategies to do it. And at that point, you're not going to be able to figure it out, likely. And if you do, you're going to be wasting a lot of time trying to figure out where you went wrong. So the best thing to do is, as Aidan said, is to go get help. There is someone out there who probably knows how to do it. So rather than just like wasting your time like searching every possible physics forum or computer science forum or electrical engineering forum looking for the solution to it, go to someone who knows how to do it and ask them to break down like how they would solve this question, because you learn so much more from people who already know how to do it because they can explain it from the perspective of someone who understands where you're at. So I think that's a big thing that I'm going to change in the future is just when I find that I've exhausted the possibilities of me solving a question, don't try and like be all prideful and be like, oh, I can eventually figure it out. It's like, I'm not going to figure it out. Let me just go ahead and go and try and get help. I think that will save a lot of time and help me learn a lot faster. I think the second thing that I've learned is that nobody actually cares. And like, that sounds like crazy, but like, I mean it in the sense that like...
Cares about what?
Cares about just like... I'm not trying to say like nobody cares about you, but I'm saying that like no one's really paying attention to what you do. So you might as well just like do the things that makes you you. And that's not an excuse to just do morally bad things. I'm saying like do what's right, but it doesn't like, you know, people say that saying which is like, it's like no one actually like has the spotlight on you. And it's like, I understood that in a sense like previous this year, but I realized that like people are actually super concerned with their own lives. Everyone has their own problems and all their things to deal with. And it's easy for like you, just a random person, or like even if someone like knows you're not a random person, it's easy for like you who's not them to just like slip out of your mind because that person has like so much things to deal with. And so you can't expect that people are just like always thinking about you. And because of that, it's like you might as well just like do what you want to do. Like don't think like to yourself like, oh, like what will people think if I start doing something? Like what, like if I want to like start a business, like what will people think? Like there's no point even thinking of that because like no one actually cares. Like if you, like most people, like if you went to like, let's say you had like some like club meeting or something like that, like for most people, like if one person in that club like doesn't show up for like 2 weeks, like most of the times people are not gonna be like, dang, I wonder where this person went. They probably won't even notice. Like you come back 2 weeks later and they're just like, hey, what's up? It's like you were it's like you weren't even there. Like it's as if like nothing ever changed. And that seems like really sad and depressing, but I think it's a definite reality of the world. And because of that, yeah, I think you can also take advantage of that. It's just like, okay, well, if people aren't really paying that much attention, then like I have the opportunity to just like try things, and there's no reason to be embarrassed. Like if you wanna like try something new, like if you wanna try a new hairstyle, as like a small example, like just go and try it. Like,
No, that's suicidal.
what do you mean?
I can't go bald.
But like, okay, most people wouldn't notice though. Like we would
That's
notice.
not true.
We would notice and be like, oh, you went bald, right? But like 99% of the people at this school would not notice.
They notice for a day and then they wouldn't notice, which is so that's fair.
Because like what I notice is just like, for example, let's say like I try and dress nice every day, and like the amount of people who actually recognize that are very slim, and the people who do recognize it will never tell you that. Like it's very rare.
Me and I tell you that.
Yeah, but like you're my friend. I mean like the general public.
The general public.
Yeah, like they won't say anything about it, right? So it's like you have the opportunity to just like try new things, and people, if they notice it, are rarely gonna ever tell you what they think.
I mean that's fair, but
and number two, like most people won't even notice at all.
I mean I wouldn't say that people, just because people don't respond verbally doesn't mean they don't notice.
Yeah,
like
but
there's this
if
whole
they
idea
don't,
about
if
like,
they don't respond verbally, right? They're not gonna respond any other way either. They're not gonna like slap you because you changed.
No, but like just like perception.
Sure.
Like the way people perceive you based off of like whether your hair is messy or your clothes you wear are like dapper or whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
People
Like
treat you differently.
Sure, but like people, most of the time, people don't treat you in any way. Like they just like don't like interact with people like generally. Like most people don't interact with most people.
That's fair, I guess.
It's like say you see someone, you're like, dang, that person like dresses really badly. You make have these preconceptions about them, but like you don't know this person.
Like the tail that went down my neck.
Why do you keep bringing this up? It's like
I brought this up no, this is only the second time I brought it up.
Yeah, but they don't even know because we had to cut it last time.
Yeah, I know, but like, so then this is the only time I brought it up.
Sure, but like it feels like every.
But
time
I only brought it up twice.
Okay, sure, okay, sure. Just I didn't know that like it was such a big deal that tail went down your neck. I don't know how to. I don't know. Didn't know it had to be brought up more than once.
Damn, he's like, why do I have 2 pennies? I shouldn't have 2 pennies. I should only have 1 penny.
And then what's the third thing? I think the third thing I've learned is just that like. I think I apply my own ideas of what I think a person should be onto other people. And number one, that disappoints you like with how other people act because no one can ever reach like the standard of like what you expect people to be like. And this is like the whole theme of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, like a person who wants these things to reach their standard and it can never reach that. And I think that the second thing with that is that I think, especially in this semester, I have overestimated the way that people react to certain things. And so therefore, I'll think to myself like, oh, this is the best way to do it. But from another person's perspective, it's not the best way to do it. And then that's sort of like, I think that causes a lot of problems. So I think it's just like understanding that like, people generally don't care, but when they do care, they care a lot. So like when you do something like wrong, people really get upset about it. Like people will call you out when you do something wrong. They won't tell you when you do something good, but they'll let you know when you did something wrong. So you just have to like think more carefully about how you go about doing things. You just like think about like, you know what Jordan Peterson says like.
Those are low-key opposites. Saying that people don't care and then people care a lot.
Yeah,
but I do get you.
Yeah, I'm saying
I get
like,
you. But
people generally don't care. Well, if you make someone care, they care a lot.
in other words, people are haters by nature.
That's not even like
If they don't know you.
Yeah. Like I feel like people are very quick to judge.
So
Like
strangers
like,
are haters.
I wouldn't say all strangers are haters. It's just that like you could be doing normal things and then people just get mad at you. And it's like there's nothing you can do about that. So
Yeah,
it's
I
just
know,
like,
right? You could just be walking around the bathroom with like a nose in your phone and like using the bathroom, and then people just get mad at you for no reason whatsoever.
No, I mean I would get mad too.
I know. That was my point.
Yeah.
But
That's
anyways.
I think there was one more thing I wanted to say. Let's see. Something about just like human interaction, but I probably forgot it now, so I won't linger on it. Maybe I'll think of it later. But yeah, I think that's my general advice. Just like number one, don't work harder than you need to. Like, you know, they say work smart, not hard. But there's like an extent that's even like further than that. Like you can get a lot of work done in a limited amount of time. And if you can't get it done, there are other ways to get it done. And number two, generally people don't really care about you and their life because they're too occupied with their own life. And although that can lead to bad things like, you know, if you just went missing randomly, you know, like a lot of people just won't notice that you're gone. But also, it allows you to just try new things. And number three, people don't view the world the same way that you do because everyone has their own, like, experiences which taints their view of the world. Like, no one's actually unbiased. Like, everyone's biased because of the way they view the world. And therefore, you can't expect that people will react to things the same way that you will. And so you must act accordingly. And I was going to say that since, like, Jordan Peterson says, like, what do you say? Always tell the truth or at least don't lie. I think I'm leaning towards, like, the just always tell the truth or, like, at least don't lie part. Because sometimes it's just best to just, like, keep your mouth shut. Like, even if you have a problem with something, like...
I mean, sometimes, but also, like...
Sometimes it needs to be said, but other times it's like... Oh, this is the last thing I remember. Sorry for my long rant. Last thing is that conflict and argument is actually completely useless. No one walks away from an argument successful. Because even if you win the argument, you hurt the other person in the argument. Or if both people lose in the argument, no one won. And arguments, when people go into arguments, it strengthens their viewpoint. So like even if their viewpoint is completely outlandish, no one likes losing an argument. And so they will double down, triple down, quadruple down, quintuple down on their argument. And so no one actually wins. So anytime an argument starts, it's best to just leave immediately and then come back later if it's really important and talk in a sense that is more productive. So those are like the
basically,
main things.
you define the difference between an argument and a
Discussion.
a healthy discussion or debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one can waste your time except yourself. There you go.
Ooh.
No one has that power. Anyways, that's my little life spiel. I think next semester I'm gonna make some changes to the way I operate. I think studying in your room is a no-go for me anymore. I think that's just like, it's just depressing. So I think I'm gonna start texting people, hey, gonna be studying for 15 hours straight. Anyone wanna go somewhere like Harvard or BU and just
Cameraman's
chill there
pointing
and,
at himself.
and do work? So I think I'm gonna start doing that. It's a little bit less depressing when you work with other people. It's I say it's about like 25% less productive, but the pain is like at least like 10% of what it normally would be, which makes it better. Cause like pain is not worth it. Like it's not even like worth suffering through something as dumb as a P set. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's about it.
I'm thinking of whether I wanted to say anything else.
It's almost 11:30. Do you want to watch a video?
Yeah, let's watch a video and
Video
probably
sounds
get back.
good.
Yeah, a little bit of short episode. As I said, not a bang, but a whimper. But we will be back. We're gonna. Our plan is that I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but I think what our plan will be is that over the summer we're gonna try and continue giving you guys content. There's gonna be a short hiatus, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, where we're just gonna get settled into our new summer jobs, our new
we're
summer
actually watching
stuff.
this one. Okay, that's
We're going to probably just like, try and get organized on what we're planning to do, and then we'll try and come back with more content. In the next season, I think we're going to try and change things up a lot. We're going to try and get better quality, better content, but most importantly, I think we should start like switching up the content a little bit. I don't know if I necessarily want this to be completely a podcast video, like a podcast channel, and I think that we can definitely bring you guys better and more interesting content. Maybe we'll give you educational content, maybe we'll give you vlog content, maybe we'll just give you just like generally fun and entertaining content. So we'll see. We'll start planning things out. Maybe we'll do like, I don't know, more things that people do online, sketches. We're definitely not doing pranks. I hate pranks.
Pranks are dumb.
Pranks are just like, people just get
Pranks are dumb when they like actually like hurt people and mess with their self-esteem and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna try and switch things
If
up
they're
a little
harmless,
bit.
they're okay.
But yeah, be looking forward to that. That's what I wanted to say at the beginning, but I totally got sidetracked. But yeah, looking forward to new stuff. All right, let's watch a video and we'll end in a nice little whimper.
Do y'all want to watch this one or do y'all want to watch the small?
I will watch the 5-minute one. This one looks a bit long.
Okay, cool. I sent you it in the elevator chat, but I'll send it to you elsewhere.
Also, another thing I learned is that the human body can do more than you can expect.
What
No.
did you do, Ezekiel?
You can survive on like very little and still keep going forward.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
not good though.
Established
No.
titles.
Yes, that one.
Wait,
that was funny. It was
hold
old.
on.
It was before it was exposed as a scam.
It's a scam.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it-
Why'd you say it like that? That's
Oh,
funny.
I didn't mean to say it like that.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a big thing. Wow.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, look, get your established title," and it was the same.
I almost did it too. Something nice about being called like Lord.
That's. Anyways,
My question is how they were able to do it for so long until they got caught.
I mean, the thing is, like, they weren't completely capping, and that's the best type of lie.
he's not wrong.
What is that? It's a cat.
Eating cat food.
Wow.
As cats do.
Riveting stuff.
Yes.
Before I start this video, I'd like to thank
You want to skip the established title?
Yeah, let's skip the. We're not promoting this. We're not promoting this. Let's move forward.
Lord Yo-Yo, bruh, cringe. Sorry, Yo-Yo. Yeah.
First of all, to the video. If
That's
you watch one of my older videos, you know I've done some pretty grimy things to my brother. But in part one, I did go a little far. Just watch this video right here and see for yourself. But I had this to say again with that video. But after glaring at me, he just runs away and goes to the room. And here's where I made a mistake. Because I thought he was wallowing in self-pity in that room. But little did I know, he was plotting his revenge. And this is that story. See, my brother held such a grudge that this took place months later. We were shooting each other with Nerf guns, one of our favorite things to do at the time. We did this a little too much. So much so that we had Blix on Blix on Blix. Our arsenal could catch us in two locations. We didn't even go on D. We didn't even go on D and go forwards. Like tip over the table, grab the bed frame, put a blanket over and type forwards. Keep it up. But it was so sturdy it can make Kais and that switch to the cha-cha slide. I genuinely missed building these as a kid. Like if I flip a table,
We could
at
still
the
do it. We should do that.
Building forts is so
That is
good.
actually.
down.
You ever seen the community episode of the forts?
Oh,
That's great.
fire episode.
Yeah.
Earlier, we had a shotgun because of its mechanics. With most normal Nerf guns, you insert the darts directly into a barrel or into a clip. Well, this one had these thick World War II fire-ass shells. To be exact, you place the darts into the shell into the gun, cock it, and shoot. This John had range, bro. Like, my siblings rarely won these wars. I was 16, but you would think I was 12 how good I was at shooting my black brothers. But my shells propelled out like a real shotgun. You put the spare shells in, and then you pull out the spare shells, load it, and then you keep going. This is one of the coldest things young me has ever seen. And I kept it on me. I was never lacking. So there's one time my brother called me lacking. I had woke up on a Saturday morning, and the first thing I did was grab my blick and get to building a fort. Now there were two different types of forts. One was the kitchen table with a bed sheet draped over it that we pinned to the ground. This was usually a one-man fort. As for the other, we take our bunk.
It's sort of ineffective. How do you see out of it?
That was usually a two-man. Now,
It's not seeing
he
it
had
out.
the
So you
best
duck
weapon in our
under, and then you
arsenal.
go, and then you duck
I was
under.
like Will Chamberlain.
Or you
That's not what a fort is. It's like a barricade, you know.
Or the height. And I was also 16. So basically the same nigga. I started building the table for it, and the promotion wakes up my brother. Nah, you said I could use the table. It was my turn. Nah, I said you could have this. Put it in these nuts in your barrel.
Yeah.
I'm strapped. And he's lacking. Why am I even arguing with a nigga who can't dodge bullets? So I let my stick off and ducks.
David.
But the way he ducks hits him hitting the forehead. Furious, of course, he lunges at me, breaking through the forehead. I'm like, man, how the tables are turning. Sight, I back up, shoot him in the head again, pop, and I'm thinking this has to stop.
Well, but he got to restock. It only takes 2.
He dashes towards me even quicker because he knows the shot only has 2 shells. So I ditch to grab another gun. I run to the other side of the living room, grab a strap, load it, turn around.
Oh, snap.
Because
Pull the
I see
kite.
my brother holding my gun, not to shoot me, but to break it in half. I rush over with all of my might, fully intending on slamming the entire weight of me and my past 3 lives into this thing. And this causes him to waver as he knew if I caught him, I was sending him to the spirit world. So he rushes to the patio, but now he's cornered. I reach for the gun, he runs to the right, I follow, but then, I don't know where he learned this, but he hits this hezzy and sends my ankles into the spirit world. He was like Will Chamberlain in 1962. I get up, but he locks the patio door. I panic immediately, and from his point of view, I'm banging on the door to get him to let me in. But in actuality, I am trying to drive my fist through the glass door to break it. I am seething with rage. I see him raise the gun over his head, smile, and slam the gun onto the ground. And
That's
I can
tough.
only look in pure anguish as my favorite weapon just gets eviscerated into 1,000 pieces. I fall to my knees, and with a smile on his face, my brother walks into the bathroom and locks the door. My other brother eventually lets me in, and as I'm looking at the corner, my mom comes in and asks me what happened, to which I say, oh, this? It was just an accident, you know? Terrible accidents can happen to anyone. I'll be careful next time.
I be doing this sometimes. When I start losing sleep, this is just me.
My profession isn't too different.
That's crazy.
That was crazy.
You know what else I learned this semester? There are things on the other side of the river. Like, there's a whole life out there. Boston.
There's a whole city.
There's a whole
Wow.
city. I didn't know this, and I'm gonna start exploring.
That's
because
on your That's on you, bro.
You haven't been to Boston. I don't
What are
know
you talking about? I was in Boston.
Sure, whatever. There are so many things to do in Boston. Like, I'm over here grinding, studying. Like, who needs to study when there's Boston? Like, yesterday, I went out.
You're talking like Boston's the best city in the world.
Well, it's the only city we got, like, around here.
That's fair. That's fair.
The other day, like, not the other day, yesterday, me and some friends went to go watch the sunset along the river, and it was on the other side. They have, like, the Esplanade, where there's, like, docks and stuff. That's fire! Like, I didn't know that existed. I didn't even know there was, like, boats.
You say Esplanade?
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah. He said it earlier today. I was like, nah. Esplanade.
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 Okay. I just read
But
it
yeah.
from the thing. How much to know how it's supposed to be said?
I'm sorry.
So
I'm
it's-
sorry.
it's
I
not my fault.
should have educated you earlier. That's on me. That's on me.
Well, I didn't know you went over to Boston like that. Like, I have
No.
only
I
outside
don't think
world-
I've been to the Esplanade. But
The only outside
Yes,
world
there
I
is.
see is from outside my dorm window.
you look outside your new vase and you're like, wow, look at the world.
Wow.
Well, all I see is the field and some trees, and that's what I think the entire world is.
I just see
So
the train tracks.
Yeah. See, that's.
Well, did y'all ever see the pink train?
No. So yeah, I'm gonna start going over to Boston, just chilling there. You know, like miss one piece set, but imagine how many experiences you get. You know.
No, that's not worth it, bro. That's not worth it.
I'll
Boston
remember.
will always be there.
I'll remember experience in Boston more than I'll remember a piece set. You know?
That is true, but I mean, I guess the records don't really matter anyway. But I mean, I don't know. Anyhow,
That's what I'm saying.
is this
That's
it?
what I'm saying.
Is this it?
I think that's it. I think we should go head over to Boston, try some new things, try some food. Apparently, there's food over there.
Wow.
Because like in Cambridge, there are none. There's none. Food, I don't know what that is. But in Boston, apparently, there's this thing called.
What do you
food.
mean? At Harvard, there's food.
What's Harvard? You see, I try not to think to dwell on my mistakes. You know, it's just like you do them, you learn from them, and you move past them. You know, I've made only one mistake in my entire life, and
Are you sure about that?
What was it?
what was it?
Yeah.
I don't complain anymore. So like I don't do that anymore.
Oh.
So you know like
Look at Jaden's face.
like you just you know there was a mistake that was made, but
Mistakes were made.
no, not mistakes, just a single
Mistake was made.
a single
Mistake was
mistake
made.
was made.
But
And I'm
but
suffering the
if I may
consequences
presume,
for like
from that
6
mistake,
years.
like wait,
You know?
6?
Yeah, like around 6 years probably. Yeah. What is 6 years?
What was this mistake?
It's a 6-year mistake, you know. 5 if I'm lucky. 5 if I'm lucky. 6.
Oh,
6 is
okay. It is the mistake I thought you was talking about.
So,
If it wasn't for this mistake, you wouldn't have met us.
I mean, there are other versions of you out there.
Oh.
No,
That's so depressing.
Oh.
Oh
There
my
are
God.
variants.
Bye. Bye.
I'm alright. See you guys.
Later.
I didn't mean it. No, it's gone.
I'm
Alright,
just shell-shocked.
Bye. Bye, guys.
I didn't actually carry anything with me, so I'm gonna just.
That's tough. Wait, we have to take a photo or something like that.